Hey guys, I just wanted to talk briefly about Joe Barry's press conference that he had today. Bro, I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. I know Matt LaFleur, I believe it's probably close to him personally outside of work, let's call it work. I don't think Joe Barry's doing much work, but outside of work. We had a slew of things the past week. The past week, after that terrible performance against Tampa Bay, which you kind of forget they had a terrible performance the week before against Tommy DeVito. Now, that team had given up 28 sacks in 4 games. So that's 7 a game, and the Packers had 0. A big 0. Now, they got shredded against the Giants. That was inexcusable. And then what he did and that defense did on Sunday was even worse. I didn't think it was possible. We all know what happened. We all saw what happened. We all understand what has been happening. It's the weirdest thing where you have a Joe Barry led defense plays very well against a team like the Chiefs and the Lions. Now, I think number wise, I listened to some podcasts, Locked On Packers. They had said that the numbers for the Packers Lions game was not as actually good as it showed, as it's indicated, but the result was good. The result was also good against the Chiefs. I don't understand how Joe Barry can somehow scheme, or maybe it's the way that the players play against better quarterbacks, but this has kind of been the trend. They are much better against good quarterbacks, and then they are awful, awful against bad quarterbacks and average quarterbacks. Now, even when the Packers played Ripon and the Los Angeles Rams, I was like, okay, this is an upset in the making. I assumed the Ripon was just going to kind of dink and dunk his way downfield, and then they were going to score. Watching the Bucks though was just awful. But anyways, so we led into that, and then we had the press conference where Matt LaFleur did not fire Joe Barry and said there would be no changes made during the season. What to do with that? It's bad. It's not good. I know that in the past, the Packers, it seems like they like to not fire coaches during the season because they don't think that it has any effect. That's why I was extremely shocked when Mike McCarthy was fired in 2018. That's a long time ago. Let's not rehash that. Let's move forward to now, which is awful. But the Packers, like, I don't know why Matt LaFleur is obsessed with Joe Barry. Like, he's like, oh, well, we have to get the communication down. We need communication. If the communication is better, then we play better. I'm like, bro, but like, he's had his time. You've had a lot of the same players. They re signed a lot of the same players. They brought in, they kept a lot of the same guys together so that they would have uh, fluidity. You'd have stability. Guys like Devondre Campbell, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, Ja's not playing right now, but like Darnell Savage. A lot of these guys have been here for a long time, and they've invested a lot of talent into this team. This team's defense, the team defense should not be as bad as it currently is. It is awful. They rank in horrendously. I have a chart up from a Twitter account, Arjun Menon. Predictable coverage scheme and not a good defense. The Packers are right there with the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know what you're doing then. Because you know that the coverage is coming. We've all seen it. We watch it with our own eyes. And we know that Matt LaFleur, even in the past, was annoyed about the coverages that Joe Barry was calling when they were playing 15 yards off. I don't get it. So then after that, okay, we're kind of like losing track here, but then after that, we had Devondre Campbell's comments about how playing hurt is not the way to go because then you just get ridicule and you just get yelled at and it's just negativity all around. I agree with him, but at the same time, I think everybody's playing hurt in the league. But it is true is that we also don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I am not a reporter. I am somebody who is at home on the couch watching the games like some of you guys, reading up on Twitter, listening to podcasts, trying to get all the information I can about this team because I'm just obsessed. But Devondre Campbell, like the comments, we don't know who they were towards. Were they towards Matt LaFleur? Were they towards Joe Barry? The key then later came out. I think it was like yesterday, or the day after the comments, basically said, "Yo, Matt LaFleur is my guy. Like I've played with him and I know him through so much." But I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's a stand up defense to being like, no, it wasn't about him. He also kind of wanted to stay away from the comments. So I'm sure. Listen, guys, they are frustrated. They know they're not playing well. They know that they're not executing the way that they want to execute. But anyway, so then Joe Barry had his press conference today and basically said it was very tough for him and his family. Which again, guys, if let's keep away from the death threats. I don't know if that's what was going on, but the fire Joe Barry is fine. Let's keep it there. I know I have multiple shorts of me screaming and yelling about firing Joe Barry. I know that people that I've talked to in person and over the phone know that I say fire Joe Barry, and I say it with a lot of passion. The his comments are basically like, yeah, I might get fired. I don't know if I'm gonna get fired, but I have to move forward and I have to keep coaching. I think we are there. We need consistency. We just need consistency. And I think I would understand that if this was his like first year, part of your second year where you're still trying to get your footing, but this is his, I believe, his third year. Um, and dude, I just don't get it, man. Like everything is so inconsistent. They're consistently inconsistent. There's times where I'm like, okay, the defense, it's rolling, it's going. The first few weeks of the year, I was like, okay, I think the defense is okay. We all saw the defense. Defense is fine. Defense played okay. There was a part where it was like the defense is gonna have to carry the offense, which I thought I would never say with the Joe Barry defense. But then after that, now its ugly head has reared again, and I actually saw some stats on Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it about the Joe Barry defense. In 2023, they are here. I'm just gonna run down the list. Here we go. 22nd in yards per play, 25th in expected points added, 22nd in takeaways, 26th in passer rating allowed, 29th in interceptions, 22nd in sacks, 28th in yards per rush, 21st in scoring percentage, 25th in adjusted net YP yards per attempt, and 25th in third down percentage, 31st in plays per drive. Now, some of these stats I don't fully understand, but I can look at the numbers, and there are 32 teams in the league, and I see a lot of over 22. There is nothing that is like low that makes us look good. This is not good. So, I mean, as far as I just don't know what they're gonna do. It sounds like these last 3 weeks are his trial. I don't think he needs a trial. I think we already know he is guilty, and we need to kick him out the door. But I, I mean, it's crazy because I'm gonna make more content about playing the Panthers, and I legitimately have a fear that they're going to lose to the Panthers. I have no belief that they are going to make Bryce Young look bad, or then they're going to shut down Bryce Young. I have no belief that they are going to make him look like the rookie that he has been looking like. Now, they just won this past week against, I believe they beat Atlanta. But I can't trust Joe Barry to have a game plan or make on the fly adjustments to make Bryce Young look bad. I don't know. I really don't know what is going to happen on this defense. I just think these numbers are awful. I think the amount of talent that they have on this team, they shouldn't be this awful. Guys are hurt. I understand that. I'm not going to say that they're not hurt, but the offense is also hurt. There's a lot of injuries, which is a whole nother topic. But you can't just completely crumble. Like, you have other talent in there that is very high level, and then you spend premium draft picks on. You also need to be able to develop these draft picks. You need to be able to put these guys into situations that are going to make you succeed. How many times have we heard of other teams and other defenses be like, we're down this corner, that corner, a linebacker, and a defensive lineman, and their defense is still top of the line? I mean, I'm only even asking for like, I don't know, 15th. I would love 12th uh, in ranking. You know, I know there's so many statistics out there, but it just none of the statistics are good for Joe Barry. Anyways, just wanted to give you my quick thoughts on everything that's going on with this defense. Hopefully we get some new blood in here. Maybe I'll make another video about some new blood. All right, guys, like and subscribe, and go Pack Go, and enjoy your weekend and enjoy the holidays. Peace.